All right, going to comment on a couple of samples. So this is the first one on plane hijackings. Planes were hijacked during the Cold War as a result of the need to express frustration with the Vietnam War, carry out a political agenda in Cuba, and escape imprisonment in the GDR. Not bad. So they're giving me three items here. They're talking about the Vietnam War, Cuba, and the GDR. I would expect each paragraph to be, three sources about each, giving us a total of 9 for this. But that wasn't the requirement here. So let's see where they are, where they go with this. A plane hijacking. So I got an issue with this. For the time they're talking about, it was called a skyjacking. Hijacking would come later. During the peak of the Cold War from the 50s to the 70s, the world is actually in the United States, 60s. The world saw a drastic increase in plane hijacking. So are we talking about the world? We're talking about the U.S. However, they did cite the GDR, so I guess that kind of lets me know. Out of the many incidents in those years, the hijacking of Western Airlines Flight 701 is considered the longest distance skyjacking in American history. Are we writing about the long distance skyjacking? I don't know, because that's problematic. Also notice skyjack and hijack. On June 72, Roger Holder, a war veteran, and Catherine Kirkhow, Cheevious party girl, boarded flight, claimed that they had a bomb which would explode if they did not receive $50,000. In an article based upon the critically acclaimed novel Skies Belong to Us, Larry Gatlin discusses the circumstances surrounding the hijacking. Given Holder's sacrifices, he was enraged when, after being arrested for smoking a joint, he was sentenced to 6 months in jail, demoted to the rank of private, concluded perfect life to open nation eyes to the moral inequities. So they mentioned this stuff here. I don't know if they need that, but I guess. But this is the key part right here. They're talking about his connection with the Vietnam War. So here I see a direct connection. The Vietnam War, being cited as mentioned in the thesis. So that doesn't seem bad. Let's see his analysis. In addition to Holder's frustration after being arrested, Holder was also frustrated after experiencing the worst of the war, watching his friends and fellow soldiers die in brutal way. Since Holder's frustration was noted a short period of hijacking 701, it meant that it had a relation to the hijacking. On top of that, when a person concludes that they have a purpose in life, it means that. So now we're just kind of rambling on here, this purpose in life. Like, I would want to see possibly another source on this issue. Give me a citation from Holder. What exactly did Holder say? Did he say anything about his motives? Give me more. You want to keep doing that. Holder, he's the skyjacker. So you want to definitely cite him as a source. But right now, the analysis seems to be off with this one. They were getting into some of his personal stuff, and it's not really about the connection to the Vietnam War. Purpose was to show that the United States faced during the Vietnam War. So now this seems to be repetitive. It meant that he would do as much as he could to fulfill that purpose. Hijacking plane was a new concept in the United States, and now we're transitioning to another topic. We're off topic here due to the fact that Roger wanted to bring attention to the moral inequities of Vietnam. Getting the attention of media outlets would be the most effective way to reach out. Hijacking plane would get Roger. This is an assumption that they desire. There's nothing concrete here. He carried out the plane hijacking because of his frustration. So this one, the analysis here seems to be off. I would definitely give a perfect score on the source that they have. I would definitely take a look at the source, but the analysis seems to be off. I have to, as the reader, try to make that connection, and I don't want to spend too much time trying to make that connection because I don't know if that's going to be the conclusion you want me to come away with as the reader. I do like this transition here. According to the aviation experts, Nicoletti, Mussolini, and Massimo Cadas, in an article titled Published, and now we're transitioning to the second. So again, like, since this was, the one paragraph, it's allowed, but you probably wanted to use just enough on the Vietnam for this purpose. This seems to be more for a 3-paragraph support essay. Then you would argue first or second support paragraph, third, and then your fourth. And then, of course, you'd have an opening and a closing. So that'd bring up your total to about 5 paragraphs. But for this one, I probably, since that section that I read, I would have just ended with this section. I would have cut this out and focused primarily on the Vietnam War. And I would have used the same one that they have here. Maybe I would have cited the Thai Binh hijacking as another one. So for this one, I just say, like, just the missed opportunity there. It just seems to be a little bit too much analysis that just seems to be wrong, and not enough evidence to really hold Kurt Cowan Holder responsible for the hijacking as a result of their anger and frustration with the Vietnam War. But not bad. I mean, it has a decent flow. They seem to be making the point, but they kind of the analysis here seems to be the issue for this particular one here.